Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. So good to be with you today. We're going to talk about stress and stress relievers. One of the best stress relievers I have found is crafting. It really is. It's just something about making something with your hands that's absolutely fabulous. You're doing a lot of things. First of all, you're giving yourself some peace of mind. You're working with your hands, and you're making something. And you can do this for gift giving, or you can do something for yourself. I love jewelry. So I just like to put pieces of metal. I'm a metal worker from way back. I just love doing that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about that for just a few minutes. So you're working, got a high-powered job, you come in from work, and you're yelling and screaming at everybody. The kids are getting on your brains, your husband's just getting all over you, all this kind of, whatever it might be. Work with your hands. Clay, whatever it might be, go ahead and work with your hands. So we're going to talk about that, how art therapy can absolutely reduce stress. But before we get started, here is a quick video.
Art therapy is multifaceted. It's a therapeutic practice equivalent to talk therapy, only we eliminate verbal responses and replace them with manipulation of materials and symbolic images. Pounding clay, moving paint around, so you're smelling, you're touching, and through that process, you often are processing emotions that you might not have known that you were dealing with. But when you're working with art materials and creating through the art process, our defenses are often dropped.
I think more art therapy is more of a way to express yourself. Because if you don't feel like talking, you come into the class and there's always something that can help you, work through some of the stuff that we have inside us.
Open Art Therapy Studio is about just playing with the materials. And it does take some time for people to warm up to that idea that I really don't have an expectation for you to create something. Everybody has the ability to choose what they want to do and what they don't want to do.
I get the tactile, it's kind of a release, and I can work with clay while I'm talking to people, and being able to talk through it and listen to other people and encourage other people has been really good for me as well.
It's been studied to reduce anxiety. It's effective for depression, and it's fun.
I've enjoyed every class that I have come to. Well, I like art, and I thought, well, it's an opportunity to try these new things, and I'll meet other people that are basically trying to do the same thing, make connections, make friends.
And in these classes, we offer all those things that throughout your life you're like, oh, I always wanted to take a pottery class, or I always wanted to paint, or I always wanted to try this. It's a perfect place to come and be supported by the other members of the group so that you can let down your own defenses and begin to create.
Wasn't that fabulous? Anything working with your hands. Something baking is, it's not crafting within itself, but baking, making bread, making a cake, just all kinds of things like that. Where you're combining a recipe, that's art form, you know that. And so all those things can actually help you reduce stress. So let's dig into it just a little bit deeper. How art therapy can reduce stress. You don't have to have talent. That's one of the big things. People say, well, I'm not an artsy type person. You may be more artsy than you know, as I think everybody's got it in them. So what is art therapy? So art therapy is a form of mental health treatment using media and the patient's creativity for a process, and this helps to understand emotions while creating art. Gardening is another good way to do it. Just so many ways you could do this. So this form of therapy is used to help deal with many issues, from rehabilitation to processing past trauma, and usually includes a licensed therapist, but there are lots of art therapy exercises that you can practice on your own. Find an art club in your area and go ahead and sign up for it. You'll learn something. You may actually earn money, make a career out of it later on. So why does art help mental health. Let's dig. Okay, so the main goal of art therapy is to help the person struggling to finally be able to relax enough to get in touch with their emotion. Now, while creating art and doing something as simple as maybe just coloring, get a coloring book and just color, stress levels are seen to drop fast in patients. So helping the patient finally relax allows them to focus their mind on other things such as processing their emotions, focusing on themselves and working on emotional release. Now don't worry, art therapy does not require anyone to be a good artist. You don't have to worry about that. Instead, the client can just put their thoughts on paper by creating whatever comes to their mind, many times without speaking. Now, this form of therapy helps many people who struggle to put their feelings and their problems into words. Art therapy is widespread among children too, as many of them prefer to draw as a form of communication and understanding. I've actually seen that at work where a kid's going through a hard time at home. Something happens, and so the teacher or the art counselor, whoever, they'll give them a piece of paper and a pencil, and without even being asked, the kid just starts drawing circles, just starts drawing lines, starts drawing figure of people, just anything like that. It's just a good release. It's something that we can all do. That's why I like graphs, I think. In the business world, I love like charts and graphs and stuff like that. It can just drawing it kind of gives you a better insight. Proverbs talks about having insight to be wise. So I mean, it's just all this therapy and stuff that's working together. Now, mental health benefits of art therapy. So let's talk about that. So the practice of art therapy comes with it's a multitude of benefits. Okay, number one is it fosters self-awareness. A lot of times we're busy, especially as women. We're doing things for other people all the time. You wake up in the morning, you're cooking breakfast, you're going to work, you come back, you're cooking supper, you're helping the kids with soccer practice, helping them with homework, you're doing all these things, and you're so busy doing things, looking out after your husband and all those things, you just don't think of yourself at all. And so you got to have a little bit of time for you. So this is what Phil tells me. Like if he notices I'm just seem just a little bit stressed, he'll say, "It's time for Donna time." And what that usually means is I get my bath salts, smells like lavender, and then I just take this long, relaxing tub bath, not a shower, but a tub bath. Any kind of salt's going to work. Epsom salts will work just as good as anything else does. Have a nice candle going on in there and just take yourself away to La La Land. Sometimes you just have to do that. So let's dig about this. Fosters self-awareness. Mindfulness and self-awareness play a significant role in art therapy. So practicing mindfulness in the simplest terms means tuning in to your emotions, your thoughts, and your body. This is what allows a client to go through the therapy process while they're creating art. Yeah, there's something to that. Remember in Bible school when you would make something? Like I always remember the first day. Everybody's nervous. They're seeing kids they've never met before. You don't know the teacher. Immediately they throw you into an art craft where you make something with popsicle sticks or something like that. And after that, it seems like everybody starts getting closer. That's for a reason, right? It always works. Okay, number two, it helps you process and understand emotions. So let's talk about that. Another critical part of therapy is relieving stress. It is to be able to process and understand the emotions that may be causing your problems in the first place. Maybe you don't even know you're having a problem, but it's going to give you a better understanding. Identifying the root of a problem is the only way to accurately begin to treat it. Now, art therapy helps patients get in touch with their feelings so they can find the roots of their troubles and begin the journey of understanding and processing them. I'm going to give you this website. This is where I'm finding all this information. It's called sageclinic.org. S-A-G-E, like the food sage, clinic, CLINIC.org. Some great things in this one. Okay, number three, art offers an emotional release. Okay, emotional release is another great benefit of art therapy. One of the biggest aspects of therapy and relieving stress is to process your feelings on past and present situations and just move forward from them. Letting go of past trauma, times you've been hurt, everybody has, and stagnant emotions can change your life immensely. So emotional release helps clients lift massive weights off their shoulder to hopefully move forward with their lives. Did you know you can make yourself sick? I've done it before. Not meaning to. I wasn't like intentionally doing it. But something you dread doing, we've all been through this. Like you dread going to a funeral, or you dread meeting somebody that you know is going to be there to start trouble. You know, it happens in families all the time. It's in mine too. It's in everybody's family. And so you're making yourself sick. You're going somewhere you just really don't want to go, but you feel like you have to. Yeah, that can cause stress. I don't know how many times I would be doing fine all week, and there was somebody I would have to see on the weekends. I would wake up with the biggest headache. And so Phil would say, "You're making yourself sick again." And I would say, "No, why would I make myself sick?" And he would say, "Because of what you've got to do this weekend, and it's something you don't want to do." So we have to take all those things into account. All the things you don't want to do, but you feel like you have to. Just really think about it. Is it something that you really have to do? If it's something that's emotional and something that you just really don't want to have to deal with, think about that. Let's go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a minute, so y'all hang in there, okay?
You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it?
Because God's children are not for sale.
Rated PG-13.
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand-new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows Regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. Find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, that's in North Alabama, and also Abundant Television, syndicated on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We're talking about stress. How can we use art for stress? Let's go ahead and dig in a little bit more. Okay, did you know that art can actually build self-confidence? That's what a lot of us lack. It's just plain old self-confidence. So another helpful feature of art therapy is its ability to build self-confidence. With factors such as a free creative reign, there's no wrong and no right way to do it. That's another big deal. No pressure from other artists and no pressure to be good at what they are creating. It's for you. It's something you're doing for yourself. Many people have found the process of creating something by themselves builds their confidence. Despite whether you make art often, there's a massive sense of pride and accomplishment that comes along with creating a piece of art that makes you feel proud. It helps people continue to build self-esteem, and it gives them a reason to be pleased with themselves. You may wonder, can drawing reduce stress? Drawing and painting are some of the most common exercises in art therapy. They're often used to help answer questions and release stress, too. You know, a lot of presidents, ex-presidents in the United States, they get out of office, they take up art, they start painting pictures, portraits, and whatever. It's a good stress reliever. So, how can drawing and painting reduce stress? How do we do it? Studies are done on art and active creativity's impact on the brain show that these dopamine levels often increase in patients who have had newly creative outlets. So this is a neurotransmitter that often is low in patients with anxiety, depression, and excessive stress. Because art therapy has been seen to help increase these levels and help a patient feel happier, it's also an excellent choice for people with mental illnesses such as chronic depression and anxiety. So what do you do in art therapy? Okay, let's talk about that. So, okay, art therapy seems really cool, right? Yeah, oh, I'm in art therapy, man, that's a cool thing. But you may be asking, how exactly can you relieve stress with art therapy? Because it is the process of using any media to create any art. You may do a wide variety of things in art therapy session, or even for art therapy for yourself. So here are just a few ways that you can do that. Here's one I'm really interested in. And my friend Valinda Miracle Pottery, this is how she did it, and it's with ceramics. and clay work. Something about getting your hand. It's like getting your hand in the dirt when you have a garden. There's something about just dirt clay. It just does something for you, for your well-being. So ceramics and clay work are intimate forms of art that help people practice mindfulness and delicate design while allowing their minds to focus on something other than the stressors. We all need that. Sculpting is another good way. So sculpting is another great tool used by many art therapists, especially to observe how people may work with their sculptures to understand them just a bit better. Have you ever been to an art gallery? And you're looking at something, it's kind of like in a free form, and so they will ask people around, what do you see in this? A lot of people see different things, so there's no wrong, no right answer to it. But there's something in that art you are seeing that really ties into your life and what you're going through. Doodling, just plain old doodling, or just scripting, just getting it, like I said, first day of Bible school. What do? They give you a piece of paper and a pencil and you just start drawing, or crayon or whatever. And it just loosens everybody up. It gets everybody more receptive and they're ready. But let's see what the author here says. Doodling and even scribbling are good methods of exercising emotions or anxiety in a situation. So many people who struggle with nervousness, like you're nervous, you're at Bible school for the first time, or you're about to meet your fiance's parents the first time. Boy, is that a stressor. That really is. Get a piece of paper and start drawing circles. That'll help. Many people who struggle with nervousness find themselves doing this already in other public places. I mean, you're waiting for the plane to come. You're at the airport. You're just, what am I going to do? So you just get a piece of paper and start just drawing circles. Just, whatever. That's a good thing. Collages. Collages are a fun method of using mixed media to create art. Now, the client can choose a theme or dedicate their time to making a dream board. Collages are really, really good. I like to do mixed metals and maybe even use fabric pieces and just make like just an artsy something to go on the wall. I love to paint. I mean, that's another great thing I like to do too, but there's something about mixing things that normally people would just throw away, but you're putting it together and you're making an art form out of it. That's an awesome thing to do. Coloring books. Yeah, coloring books are simple stress relievers, and they can be used by people of any age, helping them to focus on simple details and practice your mindfulness. We keep hearing that word mindfulness over and over again, don't we? Fabrics. I love working with fabrics. I love just coming up with ideas with fabrics. What am I going to do with them? Fabric work is another fun, delicate way to practice art therapy. So tie-dyeing, sewing are great ways to create. And the best part is that you get to wear your work. Yeah, make handbags. And I've done this before, you get pieces just beautiful. Like if I'm at, say, Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop, okay, I'm at the thrift store and I'm over there in the craft section where they have the fabrics. Sometimes I just look at the fabric. I just look at it, and it may be something really art, but it just kind of speaks to me. That says, take me, make something out of me. I'm just sitting right here in this bin, not being any help to anybody whatsoever. And then you might want to put tassels with it. You might want to make a handbag. You might want to put some leather with it. You might want to do all kinds of different things with it. But that is also an art form. And you're looking at the beautiful fabric and you're thinking, what can I do with it? This is really exciting. I know, it's weird like, but I'm going to have to tell you, it works. You never know. You just may have a hidden talent of a designer and something may come out of it. Let's talk about textiles. Textiles work similar to working with fabrics, involves a wide variety of materials that can be interwoven together in any way, shape, or form for our artist pleases. From crochet, I never got into knitting. I know how to do it, but to me crochet, and it's so funny how you just come up with an idea. And so you have that one needle and you're just using your yarn, you're just free forming it, you're doing stuff, and then let's say you give it away as a gift and somebody says, wow, that's a one of a kind. Where did this come from? And you say, I made it. And it's a little satisfying when they look at you and they say, no way you made that. They're not throwing off on you. They're not saying you're not capable. They're just saying that this is something really good you did. And it turned out fabulous. Thank you so much for making that for me. I love handmade gifts. I mean, that's the best thing you can do. I don't care if it didn't cost you anything in materials, and you make it and you give it to me, I'm going to treasure it always. That's just the way it's always going to be. Art journals. So art journals are a great way to practice your art therapy, and I've got lots of them. My friend Loretta Roger has given me journals. This is the one I use for gardening right here. So she made this for me right here. And it's something she made me. Of course, I'm going to treasure it always. She put the little tree of life right there. I don't know if you can see that. And this, I'm sure this was art therapy for her. It's art therapy for me because somebody thought well enough of me to make something. And she probably made this out of a cereal box. This right here. And then she just put material to it. And look at this magnificent thing. So when I'm out in my garden, I'm doing my stress reliever. I'm out in the garden and I'm coming up with an idea like, how can I do this? I'm going to do I just make up stuff, and I call it an experiment. You need to do that. Do experiments. They're not going to hurt you to do that. And then I write it down in my journal, and I write down whether it worked or not. And if it didn't work, I'll like, how can I fix it? How can I make it work next year in the garden? So many creative things you can do. Photography is another enjoyable method of art therapy. I mean, you got it going on there. It enables the artist to take pictures of anything, whether they love or hate them. I like planting a seed. I put it into the ground. It comes up. A beautiful flower comes out of it. Sunflowers are my favorite. So a beautiful sunflower comes out of this. Okay, I get the beauty of it, and I get to see it. I put it on Facebook, or I do whatever, and I'll see some of my pictures that I take of my flowers and my tiger lilies. Every time when the tiger lily comes out, I'm taking pictures, okay? And yeah, I'm going to bore you to death with pictures on Facebook. And then another thing I can do is I can save those seeds, and I can have more sunflowers. Did you realize out of a sunflower, one big Russian sunflower is going to have hundreds of seeds in there that I'm going to plant. I'm going to have a sunflower field next year. I can hardly wait. People will be coming from all over the place looking at these sunflowers. So everybody's going to get enjoyment. Not just me, but everybody is. That's what it's all about too. Can drawings help reduce my stress? Yeah, the short answer is yes, absolutely. Drawing, painting, and other forms of creativity can be used as stress relievers for most people who just simply want to try it. So studies have shown that most people who try art as a form of therapy or stress relief have experienced significant reductions in their cortisol levels when doing so. So cortisol is a naturally occurring hormone that often appears in high levels in people who are stressed out. The higher the cortisol levels, the more stressed out a person may be. According to a study done for the journal Art Therapy, when cortisol levels are taken both before and after participants engaged in 45 minutes, just 45 minutes of creating art, researchers have found that 75% of the people involved had lower cortisol levels after. So how can I do it myself? How can I do it myself? How can I do art myself? Just do it. Get a piece of paper, get a pencil, get a crayon, ink pen, whatever you want. Just start by drawing circles. Then draw a bunch of straight lines. Draw ovals, draw circles, draw squares, triangles. That's the way you can get started in it. And I promise you're going to have much, much lower stress levels when you do that. It's coming at us all the time. Family drama, yeah, the work job, all kinds of things happening. That's how you de-stress. I hope this helped. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IEC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You have a wonderful day.